Hey guys, it's MBSC1 again, and I want to talk about text that you can put in your Yveltal garbodor deck to deal with plasma and also to fit some uses as text for other decks. So I have a list of pretty much everything I could think of that's good against plasma here. So we have Shadow Circle, Sock, Enhanced Hammer, Silver Mirror, Driftbloom, and Raichu. So the reason I'm making this video is because I'm having a lot of problems with playing against plasma. I've mostly tested with Enhanced Hammer and Silver Mirror. Enhanced Hammer seems to not work well at all. In my experience against Plasma, it doesn't really help because you just use the Enhanced Hammer and then they will raid Knuckle and bring the energy back where it was while hitting your Yveltal for weakness because Thunderous is super effective against Yveltal. So Enhanced Hammer hasn't seemed to work very well against that deck. Excuse me. Enhanced Hammer does work really well against fairies though. But the thing is, that matchup is already pretty much in my favor pretty well anyway, so I don't need any text against that deck. But the thing is, they both run a lot of special energy, so some of these are going to be able to fit two uses as good against fairies and good against plasma. Also, like Driftbloom, for example. So let's just talk about all of them. So the pros and cons of Shadow Circle are basically it's good because it can stop their Thunderous from hitting your Yveltal for weakness, but the thing that's wrong with it, or the bad things about it, I guess, are that they can just counter it with a Frozen City, and you kind of also don't want it in play because then you can't have Verbank in play to make your lasers do more damage. So Shadow Circle kind of hurts you too, and it really doesn't help that much because it's not doing any damage to your opponent like an attacker like Raichu or Driftbloom would, and it's not stopping a ton of damage like Silver Mirror would. So Shadow Circle really isn't that great. Uh, at least I haven't seen it do very well so far. And then there's Sock. So Sock is very situational. It's good because it's a basic, so you can just throw it down, attach to it, and then put a muscle band on it, and then you're doing 140 to Thunderous, and then it's 170 if there's a Verbank in player and you have a laser. But the thing is, that's kind of a lot of things to have at once, and if you put it down not in the same turn, like for example if you attach to it and put a muscle band on it, but you're not going to use it that turn, your opponent could scrapper it, or they could catcher it up or red signal it up and knock it out. So it's kind of like you have to have too many things at once for it to work. And you also have to have the Thunderous active so that you hit it for weakness, because nothing else is weak to fighting in the deck except for maybe Snorlax. And Snorlax is less common now, and it's not really a big problem. Also, I guess if they run Absol, you can hit that for weakness too, but that's not really a big threat because you can pretty much knock that out with anything because it only has 100 HP. So, and then there's Enhanced Hammer. So Enhanced Hammer, I haven't found it, like I said before, you can just raid Knuckle the energy back, and then they hit your Yveltal for weakness, so it doesn't help that much. But what it does help against a lot, I've noticed, is fairies. If you're playing against a fairy deck that runs special energy like almost all of them do, you can pretty much just hammer all their energy off except for their fairy energy, and then, you know, knock out whatever Pokemon has fairy energy on it, and then they can't use any of the Pokemon that don't take fairy energy. So, Enhanced Hammer works really well against that deck, but the thing is, it doesn't help that much against Plasma. Silver Mirror works really well, I've noticed, in best of 3 with 50 minutes, and then if they have ties too. Like basically how the format is at states and regionals right now. The problem with it is if you're at a league or something where the rules are different and the way they do it is if you run out of time, whoever's ahead on prizes wins. That can be a problem because what will happen is you win your first game, but it'll take up a ton of time, and then you go into your second game, and then they just need to take a couple early knockouts, and then if you can't get your Silver Mirror out, then they just stay ahead on prizes, and then they win. And then you go into sudden death because you're out of time, and then it's Plasma, so they're super aggressive, and they're going to take an early knockout, and then you're probably going to lose. Which has happened to me multiple times while using Silver Mirror. And then we've got this 2 Stage 1 cards, and they're both really good. Driftbloom works really well, and we've seen this played in Virizion Genesect decks the most, alongside this Driftbloom. But the thing is, you can't play this Driftbloom in Yveltal Garbodor because it has an ability, and without the ability, it's really not that great against Plasma. So I didn't include that Driftbloom because of that. So this Driftbloom does 50 damage times the amount of special energy in your opponent's discard pile, which is very good, actually. but you kind of have to have it in pair with Enhanced Hammer, or you have to use it late game when you've taken a couple knockouts or something like that. And it's hard to have four special energy in your opponent's discard pile, especially when they're raid knuckling it back so much. But it is very good because it can hit Deoxys for weakness too. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so you only need one special energy in your opponent's discard pile and a muscle band to knock out a Deoxys, actually. So if that's in the active, you can put up Driftbloom and then attach a muscle band, and then you can get a Verbank and a laser too. But that will one-shot it, which is really cool. But like I said with Sock, that's a lot of things to have at once. But it can still one-shot it if you have two special energy in the discard pile too. So Driftbloom is pretty good, but I don't think it's your best option. I think your best option here is Raichu. The reason Raichu is so good is because it can hit Lugia for weakness, which is really what you're going to want to be knocking out. You can have a knockout on Lugia as early as turn 2 because you play Raichu on the, or excuse me, Pikachu on the first turn, then you can evolve to Raichu on the next turn, attach a double colorless energy, and knock out their Lugia and take 2 prizes just like that. It's also really nice because you can do the same thing against the Yveltal decks, so it kind of fits 2 purposes. And it's the aggression you need to keep up with Plasma. Plasma is a very fast deck, and to keep up with that early damage, you kind of need something like Raichu to do it, or Silver Mirror to stop the damage entirely. So, out of all of these cards, I would suggest these two the most. You know, like, these are pretty, I mean, with the exception of these two are also pretty good. I think these shouldn't really be played ever, to be honest. Maybe in Hydreigon, the Shadow Circle maybe in Hydreigon, but, you know, those just are not good techs, in my opinion. I think Driftbloom is also good. I don't know, I think it might just be better in Virizion Genesect, though. And Enhanced Hammer is also good, but I think it's only really good alongside Driftbloom, or if you're teching for fairies, because it's just so easy for them to recycle the energy back. So yeah, I guess that's all. I just wanted to talk about some text that you could include in Yveltal Garbodor to help your Plasma matchup, because I was having a lot of problems with that, and I thought you guys might have been having problems with that too. But my list is more Sableye centered. I know a lot of people like to run Bouffalant and Absol and Baby Yveltal in their decks, but I choose to just run 3 Sableye because it's consistent, and I really like junk hunting more than anything. I think it's just the best option most of the time. But, yeah, so I guess that's about it. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to get more, and comment if you want to tell me something.